I've been acting. I can't control acting. Like my agent and my manager, they send me auditions and you get 100 no's before you get a yes. So I can't control what comes to me and I can't control whether they say yes to me or not. So I'm just here sitting, twiddling my thumbs, just hoping for a yes. And I'm like, you know what? I want something I can control. So I was like, shits and giggles. Why not? Like, let's do some research. Let's just do it as a bucket list check. What do we have to lose? And I started to coach myself because I didn't have the funds at the moment. So I just did the research and coached myself through 2 OCB shows. I started with the Natural Federation. I won both of those shows, became Bikini Pro and Wellness Pro in those 2 shows at the moment that I was bigger. So I did wellness at first. And then I wanted more competition. The natural athlete in me, I was like, I want more competition. Let's go into NPC. They seem to be more muscular and I had naturally have a lot of muscle. So why not? And I went into NPC and I won first in novice and second in my open class. And that got me nationally qualified. So I did Texas Nationals in 2023 and I got 13th place. And I was like, that threw me down a rabbit hole. I reversed so bad. I was like, what's the point? I won so many first place. I got 13th out of 29 girls. It's not bad, but it still hit your ego, you know? And I was just like, am I even for this sport? I gained 170 pounds. Like I was 170 pounds after that show, after being 116 on stage. And it was nuts. Like I just didn't love myself, cried, binge ate. It was not good. Not until Jasmine Gonzalez, IFBB Pro, third in the world, would see my stories and she saw how hard I worked during my prep and she decided to sponsor me and take me on as her first sponsored athlete. And I will forever be grateful for her because as long as I didn't give up, she didn't give up. And for a whole year, we worked together and went through a gut protocol process, went through a maintenance phase, like went down and we shot for Amateur Olympia. And this was her first show that she had a client doing the same show as she was doing that same week. So it was a little difficult, but it was great. I got second place in my class. And honestly, that's a win in my book after going from 13th to second in the most prestigious show there is in bodybuilding with only 2 years in the game. I'll take it. I'll take it. And yeah, I've just fallen in love with bodybuilding. That's just it.
Well, like I said, many ladies have told me the stories of what got them into it. My condolences on the passing of your friend. I mean, that's trauma is one thing I think some ladies have said that got them into bodybuilding, especially, we had a discussion a while back on my channel where we talk about dealing with mental issues and bodybuilding, how it can either help or can exacerbate it a little bit. The difficulties of training and having a life, and you also,
Yeah.
you're a dedicated actress. You
Yeah.
really want to prove your art and your work, but also we found this sport that kind of help you to give you something of new life. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Because bodybuilding, most people, when you look at it, they don't understand it. It's, for one thing, the thing you pick point about most, because you mentioned Arnold. There's like guys not to forget, like
Yeah.
guys like Arnold. There's Lou Ferrigno. The incredible
Yep.
Arnold. And that's the people they think about. But when you think about
Yeah.
bodybuilding, it's always the idea of that I used pumping steroids and just like looking at rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
But there's more to that. And you're in a
That's way
division
more.
where it's probably a bit more feminine, but bikini has really evolved over the last few years. I'm not a big fan of it, no offense to it, but
It's okay.
I'm more the fan of the muscle ladies. That's I gotta admit my cry in front of you, Shantelle. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
a very small. You ladies getting me excited, but yourself and your story really interests me. That's why I do this channel.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I just honestly, I want to be the next female Arnold. Like, there's not really a female Arnold. There's no like great actress that's bodybuilding. So I strive to be that. I strive to be that image. I'm on my way there. I'm on the route. I will never give up acting. I will act till the day I die. That is my number one passion. That's the number one thing I fell in love with. And bodybuilding came second. Like that's my also passion. It's two passions that bodybuilding works my physical while acting works my insides and my soul and my emotional. And they both kind of work hand in hand and they scratch each other's backs in the sense that they are both in the industry of image. It's image and if I can mesh those two worlds together, that would just be beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that you found that path for yourself, because most people are always looking for something that fulfill their life. And bodybuilding is one
Yeah.
of those things. I mean, we have discussions how there's so many benefits to it. It's like for health benefits, you learn how to eat properly, you know how to exercise, and also more
It's a
important thing about,
lifestyle.
yeah, it's a lifestyle. And the most important thing, you have to be consistent and disciplined. Because most
Hmm.
people, it can be easy to get distracted. Like, like one, like
Oh
you were
yeah.
talking earlier, we were talking earlier, like she went because she her family, a lot of her, good amount of her family is back in the Dominican Republic, and she talked about how she was visiting, I think, early this year, and
Hmm.
then you're cooking, and everybody's eating, and the food is like,
All the family's like, "Hey, you could eat this. This is esto saludable, like it's healthy." And I'm like, "No, I can't. I can't. You guys don't get it." And they're just like, "No, like it's not. It doesn't have calories." And I'm like, "Yeah, it does." They're just, you guys, it's like, "No, it's healthy." I'm like, it's,
it,
yeah, it's not telling the Spanish people that you can't eat their food.
it's kind of like with
So,
black people. If you are ever like here in the South, who food is tradition. Just about, you
yeah.
have barbecues, you have cookouts. Thanksgiving and Christmas is around the corner, and and you being a bodybuilder and you're competing, then you smell that, then you feel like this. You feel like Pookie, New Jack City. They be calling me, man. They be calling my name. Be calling my name. And that's the tough part
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it really is. It takes a lot. And honestly, I'm gonna keep transparent. I mean, there's been times where obviously I fell off a little bit and would not binge. I mean, I've binged before in the past, but like even in this prep where I like, I took a bite that I wasn't supposed to, and I would feel bad. And it's a mental like circus that you're doing, but it builds you stronger. Like in the end of it all, when you come out of it, when you come out of that tunnel, you're like, you know what? I went past that. Like I said no to that, or I took a bite, but then I stopped myself. It's also like a constant test for like as a human. It's just like, okay, can I do this and can I control myself? Do I love and respect myself enough to tell myself no? Like, hey, you don't need this right now. It's honestly it's great. It's a very uplifting.
You got to find that balance, because that's the important part about
Hmm.
this. Because you have to be willing to not so much make sacrifices, but make an investment in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, you did the Olympia. What was critique from the judges?
The critique was from judge. So the head judge actually had me first, which was cherry on top for me. I was like, well, that's great. But there's obviously other judges, so they take the account of the other judges. But the head judge actually told me, he said, honestly, everything looks perfect, just a little bit more density in the glutes, which is understandable. I've only been doing this for 2 years, and I never really had like a proper off season. Like I reversed bad that first national show, so I couldn't really build lean quality muscle. So this time around, I'm reversing phenomenally, and we're shooting for competition in June. And so we're gonna build these quality glutes for the next 5 months. He just said, don't touch anything from the top. Your legs are fine, core is fine, shoulders are fine, just a little more density in the glutes.
Like I'm looking at bikini now, has evolved in the last few years. As you know, there's a new division coming up. Excuse me. It's called Fit Model. I just I'm sorry. Even if a couple ladies, they're nice ladies, but I'm not a fan of it. I've been like young lady. I've been following body for a long time. I've been following when
Yeah,
Arnold was competing with Lee Haney. Then people like Corey Everson and Linda Murray and some of the others.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's we bring this new division in, and
Yeah.
you're telling the women in the division that's supposed to be more smaller, more feminine, you're getting too big, too muscular. What's your thoughts on it?
Um, hmm. So I was a little bit confused with the whole like when they crown Maureen for again, I'm new, so I don't like talking on my ass without like I don't have enough years in the game. I don't have enough skin in the field. But they crown Maureen and I was just a little confused because throughout the year you see in NPC, they reward a lot more harder looks, a lot more dense looks. And then you see Maureen that's a little bit more softer, more like, and there's a lot of people, there's a lot of talk that they say, hey, Maureen's more for fit model. Honestly, the sport is objective. It's all opinionated, and it's like, it's all for the judges that has an opinion. But I would say in fit model, I honestly don't even know where it's going to go because a lot of those fit models that have been rewarded IFBB Pro cards are looking harder than what the image of what they say fit model's supposed to be. they're looking more like bikini. So I think the fit model and bikini are kind of getting a little blurred. And I honestly really don't know how the pro shows are going to go next year for fit model. That's going to be actually really interesting who they're going to award as the fit model criteria or image, I should say, for that category. So who's
See,
to say? I don't know.
well, it's not about you having the skin. You have an opinion of it, and that's important because you are in a division
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be the standard of muscle femininity. If you look at the other divisions, have evolved, like women's bodybuilding has evolved. You look at the top competitors. So right now, one of my favorite top competitors in the sport is she's my girlfriend. I love her. That's Andrea
Andrea Shaw.
Shaw.
Yeah, Andrea
Uh,
Shaw.
I think she's an amazing person. I gotta pull this out because I do this because it's just like my other half will say, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And this is my reward. A friend of mine, she runs her own company. It's called Bad Rap. They do a lot of stuff for women in bodybuilding, empowerment, and also sell product. And she was at the
Mhm.
Olympia back in 2023. This is the issue with Andrea on it. And I love it. I gotta put it. Some of you gotta put it in the frame. I don't know. I hug it. I love it. I call it like my little bunny rabbit.
Put it in
But
plastic so it doesn't get ruined.
I need to get some. I got some. I got some comics. I need to go through and see
Like
if I
a
got some.
comic book. Yeah, put it in
Yeah, yeah.
plastic.
Well, it's just what makes it so great about this. Well, someone like Andrea Shaw tells me how much she appreciates my support
That's
and what I do.
awesome.
And that's why I do this, to talk women like yourself, who are in
Yeah.
the sport and to share people's thought of it. That's the thing is that
Mhm.
every so often, like you look at divisions like the men's open divisions, you look at that. I actually met Derek Lungford while I was in Tampa. Me and some friends went to Tampa. I went to Tampa, hit my
Okay.
friend Eunice, in her bad rap, booth, and I met guys like Derek Lungford, and you met a guy like Kevin Lavrone. He's back in the day. I used to remember him, and it's
Mhm.
about the evolution of each and every athlete, and also as a division. You look from
Mhm.
Andre, you look at Natalia Cuejo, you look at um, who is a Laura Lee or whoever is the champion currently. It's just to change it. And that's the thing about fit model. It could easily evolve into bikini, where they create
Yeah.
like a bikini lightweight division, or just push the women in bikini up to figure. Or you look at
That's
wellness.
yeah. So it's just like it becomes yeah. That's the question. That's why I would love to know in what direction they actually like they intend to go through because it's just like if you want a little bit harder look in fit model, then that makes bikini need to go a little bit more harder then to then distinguish the difference between the two categories. But then that goes, okay, now does that get closer to wellness? I mean, not too close to wellness because wellness is beyond like bikini's not going to look like wellness, but in the sense of like hardness, not size, but it's just like, hey, what do we, but I think they try to set the standard with Maureen for bikini, like, hey, this is the look we're looking for. We still want femininity and softness for bikini with a little bit of density and hardness for the muscles. I just don't know what they're going to look for the fit model, honestly.
I know there's something you and Jasmine probably talk about when you look at this, but that's the thing is, it's also about bringing more attention. So, folks, while we got Shantelle here, we're going to jump into her social media for a bit. If you want to follow her, her link's in the description of this slide. You can check her out. But guys, I know many of you guys, you're more of the fan of the big buff women, but she's a nice, cute young lady. Be respectful. Don't These ladies don't like that. No, don't. I know you guys. You get excited. Yeah. It's like little dribbles in a little something thing.
I
But
still got muscles. I just
not as
ugh.
big. But it's still, hey, it's muscle. Some guys like it. Some guys
Hey,
don't. But be
everybody,
respectful.
all the guys love my back. I don't know. I never work it out like
They
that,
like
but
your
they think I'm
backside
fit.
too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. So folks,
Everybody
like,
thinks I'm figure, but I'm not.
yeah. But that's the thing. It's like how these divisions are looking so close together, especially like physique and with bodybuilding. They look so close to
Mhm.
figure and physique. Okay, but folks, like I said, yeah, follow her on the description of the live stream and be respectful also. So we're gonna jump into her social media here, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And here she is. Yeah, right here. This is from the Amateur Olympia. Wow, yeah. I mean,
So
what
there's
was that feel?
muscles there.
Yeah, it's muscles. Yeah, you got good, like I say, you say you want to work more with your hamstrings, your abductors. Also, you could develop your shoulders. Here she is, a nice little video coming out with a little walk and a sachet. What was that feeling like
Mhm.
being there? It's like being in Vegas, big stage like the Olympia.
Honestly, I love it. I actually I black out by the time that I get to when I'm walking on stage. Completely black out and I just go on autopilot. I just like I perform and my actress comes out and I just I put on a show and I'm like, hey, lights are on, lights, camera, action. But honestly, the whole experience of Olympia, like actually having my coach be there and following her through her process of, her going through Olympia was honestly so surreal and amazing. And I loved every second of it. And it just gave me a little taste of like, okay, what it would be like for me when I get there of IFBB pro status. So I honestly, I loved every second of that trip.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to Tampa, it was a great opportunity for me to go and help a friend and meet some people, and it's just a different sensation compared to being on that stage because people don't understand what you have to go through to get there.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
diet, the training. Some days you feel like what I don't know how much I can push. There's days where it can be tough. It's a lot of mental and physical stuff right here. Here's also she's an actress and she's on the set of Raising Cane. Hey, did you ever meet 50?
No, he wasn't there that day. We were just doing like an episode. It was actually season 3, episode 8. But he wasn't there that day. I had my little trailer there. We shot in New York in one of the like abandoned subway stations.
Yeah, I
It
mean
was so
that's. I
cool.
mean, I never watched too much of the Power. My younger brother loves it. It's an interesting story. I mean, I think they started a new season for Power with Tommy, and I think this is I think the third or fourth season for Raising King.
Yeah, I think it's like fourth right now.
Yeah,
Fourth or
yeah,
fifth, I think actually. But
yeah,
yeah, that's
pretty
part of
cool.
the scene.
Yeah, and and also you're a coach and trainer. So what got you into that?
Well, I mean, following starting to do bodybuilding, I started to fall in love with the knowledge, all the information of, nutrition and how the body works. I went to school for biology forensics in Syracuse, so I always loved science and cells and how your body works. So just learning that different aspect of it of with nutrition and how your body reacts and how you can make it do these things was great. So I was just like, okay, if I could do that with my own, which I coached myself for those first competitions that I did, I wonder if I could coach other people, and change their lives for the better, and make a lasting impact because this sport has made a lasting impact on myself. Like they don't have to compete, but changing someone's life to go to the gym and eat better and eat whole foods, like why not? It feels so rewarding when someone's like, hey, I did this because you inspired me and I now am better because of you. It's almost the same thing with acting. You do a film, you do a role that makes someone feel something and it changes their lives. So I just aim to inspire and change the world in any way that I can.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you're helping out people who might want to change their lifestyles. I can tell you this because a few years ago, I was taking my mom for a long time and I was almost 500
Yeah.
pounds. And doing this
Oh wow.
content, yeah, and doing this content, talk to these ladies, really educate me. I used to work out and train, and I played football in high school, but then you get into real world, you know how it is. You just,
Yeah.
don't have the time, and then habits are bad. Here she's with a coach. Your coach is fine. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Is she?
she's
I
good.
want.
I mean, she's third in the world. She better be fine.
Yeah. Can I ask her something about her? Is her husband married?
She has a boyfriend and she about to get married.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, there's some amazing, beautiful women in sport of bodybuilding. Everybody gets this idea that if you're a female bodybuilder, you're buff, you're trying to be a man, y'all. But both of y'all are
No.
wow. But yeah, you have to understand the factors, and especially you talk about as you were in um, forensics.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing like? Too bad they don't have any more CSI. New York anymore like they used to, or because would that be a great show to do? Or there's a lot of popular shows that's coming in with the forensic specials and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy or what's funny is that because I have my background in biology forensics, I know like how it is to do it for real, like how the process would be really. So then when I see these shows, I'm like, well, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake. So it's like it's weird. So but if they were to ever obviously ask me like, hey, do you want to be part of the show? I'm not gonna say no. I'm an actress as well. But that would be interesting. Yeah, I really don't think that there is a lot of shows like that nowadays. Honestly, my honest goal would just be playing a Marvel character or a superhero. That's literally, I can die happy with that.
Hmm. Yeah, I know that's really being popular superhero movies the last few years. You know, they just rebooted the whole you know DC U, and right now Marvel's trying to come back because the last few of the movies hadn't done too well. You know,
No.
there's some original stuff coming out there. I mean, you know, and that's one thing is like I talk about with this. I got a friend. She was offered the opportunity audition for Wonder Woman a few years ago, but it didn't work out for her because she was a bodybuilder and they want a certain type of look. They want that
They don't
more.
want it too muscular. They want it a little bit more feminine, a little bit more achievable. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to look like you got to
Whereas
look like.
whereas Arnold was like congratulated for being big, even though he actually, if you see his documentary, they actually told him to downsize because he was
Mhm.
a little bit too big for the role. I believe it was a different role. It wasn't for Terminator, but it was for another movie before that, and they told him to downsize, and he had to choose to like stop, kind of take a pause from bodybuilding to go for that role, which I'm fine with that. Like, it's, again, I'm an actress. I'm down to, you know, change for whatever that needs to be.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, one of my favorite actors, and he's one of my favorite Batman. That's Christian Bale. You know,
He's a phenomenal actor. Yes.
he really had to. He did a movie. Was a couple of years before he did the Batman Begins. It was called The Machinist. And he was really thin.
Oh, yes. Oh my
Then he did.
God.
Then he did Batman. He just came in. I mean, people talk about it. I don't like this as his gruffy, but that was to me that was my Batman. I mean, like like this is my Joker because I love
Oh
his. I
no,
just
he's phenomenal. Yeah,
he
he's
just he just took like he's just an agent of anarchy and chaos. I mean, just he's like why so serious, But that's the thing
yeah.
about
These
being.
actors are incredibly phenomenal. Their talent is, oh my God, it's like what you strive to be. But it's also like a lot of male get not fantasized, but get awarded and be like, hey, like there's not a lot of females that be like, hey, I really love her acting, or like, Jesus Christ, phenomenal. Like, look at what she did with that role, that she went down all the way to that size, like Christian Bale in The Machinist or something like that. Like, there's no extreme female like that. I always say,
Yeah,
like, I would like to be like a female Tom Cruise where I do my own stunts. That's like also in the works as well.
Yeah, I know Tom Cruise can believe the guy's in his 60s. He looks like he's still like in his 40s. I mean, he just did the Top Gun sequel was a couple of years ago. Shout out to one of my
Yeah.
also in that movie, one of my favorite actors, Val Kilmer. He's Doc Holliday. I like, ma'am, I'm a Southern
Yeah.
gentleman. I'm
R.I.P.
Doc Holliday. I'm like, I remember I love Tombstone, like the part when he says, "You're Doc Holliday, right?" Say, "You retired too?" Say, "No, sir. I'm still in my prime." So, it's a great actor, great
Yeah,
performance. I
he
mean, he should have
is.
won an Oscar that year for it. So, folks, what we do also do is that, is, she's also on YouTube and she has a little video I want to share with y'all. It's a screen acting. I think what they call it is the
Like a
screen, like,
demo reel?
yeah,
Is
that's
it
what it
you're talking
is.
about my demo? Yeah.
Yeah, your demo
Demo
reel,
reel.
and we're
Yeah.
gonna play it for you folks. So and I hope I don't get a copyright strike because I gotta be careful with YouTube, but it's yours. So it's from your YouTube channel. So we're gonna pull it
Yeah.
up here. Give me a sec, folks, and I watched it a good bit of it. It's nice. It was really entertaining.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no problem. Man, it's my pleasure to tell a woman that she's doing a good job. I'm a Southern gentleman, like I said before. So we're gonna play it here for y'all folks, and you gotta really like it. And also, again, you can follow her on YouTube. You can check the link; it's in the description of this file.
Where is he? Where's Franklin?
He's in recovery. Well, he's not awake yet.
Then take me to him.
Why? Is something wrong?
The procedure wasn't supposed to happen.
Why? What's going?
Wait, take my guy with you.
I don't need any help.
Take him with you.
I don't need any.
Don't call me sweetie, and I can handle it myself. I'll do it myself, and I'll track them down myself.
Said, do you remember me? Where are you taking her?
I'm taking her to the other building. They're gonna do a jail fantasy scene on her.
That's it?
They're gonna rape her.
Rape? I don't want to be. Relax. Take her away.
Let's see.
Let him go. Let him go.
You don't want to do this. Don't be stupid.
Oh, I'm not the stupid one. Don't you see I have the gun?
Sound like him, don't it?
Almost too much. Shit, that's across town. Any pigeons in tonight?
Sister. What about a mother? I better be talking to a mother.
She flew out to Puerto Rico, so she's not here.
Give me the goddamn iPad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
How'd you get
good.
access to that one? That one's my old one, actually.
Oh, well, like I said, that's the thing. You have that's everybody has a beginning. It's good to
Yeah,
start.
that was my first demo reel, yeah. But I
Yeah,
have
I mean,
a
it's-
recent one. I think somewhere.
well, if you want, let me see. I can just pop into your YouTube for a second, and I will pull it up. But anyway, what's that feeling when you're on stage, we performing? Like, you ever did any Broadway stuff, or you mostly done a lot of movies and TV stuff?
Mostly movies and TV stuff, which I prefer more film, actually, the way the film is shot more than TV. But I in acting class, like that's as close as I get to like being on stage, because usually you'll do scenes on a stage in front of your peers, like if you were on, like a Broadway play or something like that. And you'll do different scenes. You'll do it from either a play, a TV, or a film. And it's honestly magical. It's so I don't even know how to explain it. That's honestly how I fell in love with it. I started to do acting classes, and then as soon as I stepped on the stage and I did a live performance, it's like a light inside you that just brightens, and it's like opens you up, and you're just like, wow, is this what it feels like to find a passion? Because before that, I didn't have a passion. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just was going through college. Like, yeah, I did biology forensics, but it wasn't a passion. It's something that I was good at. I was good at science. I was good at math, but I didn't want to do it for the rest of my life. So it's just, I don't know how to explain it. People that find their passion, they just know. They know what that feeling is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing is that a lot of actors, they find acting is just something that gives them their purpose.
Yeah.
The performance of art. Like, who's your actress that you really like, you admire the most just ones that really is for you as a performer, that really just like, wow, that's just so amazing.
I want to say Rachel McAdams. She is pretty effing phenomenal. Like, if you can give that woman any role, she's mostly known for her romantic genres, but you can literally give that woman any role and she will portray that role 110% to the extent of like her ability. Like, it's phenomenal that you're like, okay, like there's no way I can only see her as a romance genre. There's no way that she could do another role and then I won't see her as that. She will prove you wrong with a role, and you'll see her and you're like, you know what? She did that. She killed that role. Like, she got it. And her talent, her ability to pull out certain emotions almost at the drop of a freaking hat is top tier. Like, and you believe her. Like, it's not something like, oh, she dropped it and you're like, is it genuine? Like, no, all her work is genuine. It's like authentic. It's so real. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of great actors, like amazing. Like I talked earlier about Val Kilmer and those many ones. But in bodybuilding world, who is that bodybuilder that you really is, other than your coach, that one you really admire?
Honestly, I was like, yo, my coach, since I've got my coach, I'm like, she's literally become my top number one inspiration. Like, her glutes are out of this freaking world. Her waist is tiny. Like, it's just, that is inspirational. And just because of who she is, like, her energy is almost like matches mine, where she's a no filter, East Coast mentality. Like, she doesn't let the busyness of the industry change her, which that's not how I would be either. And I appreciate that. There's a lot of people in bodybuilding, IFBB pros, that have the industry change them. When that's why I say bodybuilding and acting are a little bit similar, is that the limelight will change a lot of people in both instances where they're like, you know, a lot of eyes on you, you tend to put on a mask, and then you showcase an image that you think the people want to see, and it's not really you, and then that eats you up inside. And so I strive to not be that. And Jazzy's just like that. She doesn't put on a mask. She is who she is, and it doesn't eat her up. And she's just going for what she's going for, and she's killing it. And that's honestly, that's who inspire. I mean, if we're going by just like, oh,